Hello. So we'll talk about some vibrato today. It's like every week I'm asked, "Sir, how'd you do that with your hand? It sounds cool." Yeah. Quite hard to explain. Guess we kind of pick up our own techniques of vibrato on the way, from playing various pieces of music from various guitar players that we like and various styles. So there are a few different types that we use. The first one would kind of be the classical guitar one. I guess it doesn't work too well on an electric, and it's kind of moving that finger side to side on the fret. You can kind of hear it there. It sounds all right. There's definitely a place for it. Yeah. But it's quite rare to see on electric guitar. I tend to see it on classical a lot more often. So we'll not cover that too much today, but it's just going to be whatever fret we pick anyway on the guitar. So try all these in different places. Yeah, and you're kind of going with your hand up and down the neck, but staying within the fret bars. Yeah, up and down, yeah. Yeah, and you get faster as time goes on. The more you practice this, you can try. And nice and slow, and it can still sound cool. Yeah, side to side. Let that finger just stay where it is. Move that hand that way and that way, up and down. Yeah, does kind of work. Kind of when I'm playing that one, I don't let my thumb touch my neck. Just for that freedom. Now, one thing with all these vibratos is we don't want these other strings to ring through, so we want to isolate them. So you don't want to be playing and start having these notes ring through. So with the picking hand, it's quite important to rest this thumb against the strings that we're not playing. So if I play, I don't know, say 7th fret, 3rd string, my thumb and my plectrum sort of nip it between my plectrum and my thumb just gently, and rest my thumb on them two strings, and then these two fingers that I'm not using just sit on a string each, my 2nd string, my 1st string, and then I'm away. Whatever type of vibrato I'm using, that is all that's going to come through wherever I'm playing on the guitar, to isolate the specific string that we want to hear, especially with the next vibrato that we're going to use. We're going to use probably the most common one, where our thumb is going to be on the neck all the time. Yeah, we may as well stay on 7th fret of our 3rd string of the G. Yeah, right. So this one, when all these 3 fingers, for now, it will change as we go on the 5th, 6th, and 7th fret of your 3rd string. And this isn't a finger movement, this is a wrist and arm movement. Yeah, we're kind of doing that. So if you can just use the side of your hand, like your knuckle, as your hinge on your guitar, and it's going to be doing that kind of movement. Yeah, backwards and forwards. Yeah, twisting. Okay, in the same place. Yeah, wherever we are on our guitar, it doesn't matter, as long as that's touching. Yeah, and our thumb just over the top, and then just gently, for now, and again that isolating them strings. Yeah, and then we can start to get a bit faster. Until we can eventually loosen our arm up enough to get that kind of sound that I guess is the one that everyone thinks is cool. But certainly even the slower ones have their own thing. Pulling down is kind of the most common way. I tend to push up and do it the opposite way around, but for the most part, most people pull the string down and do it that way around. I tend to push up and push push into it, yeah, and come back down. Now the note we want is the D, yeah, is this 7th fret. So we don't want to be and leaving it there, because then it's sounding too sharp, yeah, or yeah, it's sounding too sharp when we're playing that if we leave it hanging, pulled down. So we want to be getting back to that. So as we're doing the vibrato, nice and slow, yeah, we want to be making sure we come back. I was trying to over push it and pull it, yeah, so as I pull down, when I come back up, I want to just go just a little bit past it and back down, yeah, so I'm just wavering backwards and forwards around that note, up and down, so the note's in the middle and we're going a bit above and below it, yeah. Remember to isolate them strings, because if we don't, start to hear things like that can start happening. Maybe if your nails are slightly too long, catch on that string or anything like that, yeah. So that isolation just stops that happening. And I suppose the louder your amp is, and it's hard to do this in practice, is emulate these things, but when you're playing live and you're turned up to 11, those strings really do ring through and cause all kinds of problems for sound, for your sound, and can make it sound messy and a bit bad. So we want to, so that isolation with that thumb, hard technique to get, because most people just want to float the hand about and hold the pick wrong, yeah. Holding the pick correct, resting that hand, isolating the string. Yeah, and you can just try it all over the guitar neck. Yeah, and it gets fast. Yeah, until we get to the right speed, yeah. That's kind of it, really. It just takes a long time. I have to sit there in my guitar lessons, and I was one of those kids, and my guitar teacher would do it with everything all the time. Every little guitar lick would be trying to do it, put vibrato, and I'd be like, "How do you do that?" And he'd be, just a bad habit, I guess. Yeah, it's really hard, and you see so many people just explain it like, just shake your hand at your guitar. I guess I was one of those people for a while. Just shake your hand. There's more to it than that. It is a long drawn out process to learn to vibrato. I'm not sure quite when I managed to get it done, but one day I couldn't do it, and then another day I could do it. But I know I did practice it a lot, and learning the songs from the guitar players that we find cool. So for me, it's Slash, Angus Young, Kurt Hammett, Randy Rhoads, those kind of guys, Van Halen, trying to imitate their sounds of the guitar, and especially the guys that do the big anything like that, to imitate it. So when you're bending it up, it's the same thing, you've just got the bend already on, so you just want to be staying around the bend, yeah. So just give that a practice with anything you're trying to play. If you can hear the vibrato in it, just try and copy it, try and really listen to the sound. Get YouTube up and watch them guys play and see what their hands and arms are doing, even if you have to slow the video right down just to see it. It's something that 20 years ago, when I was learning to play, it wasn't there to do. You couldn't just put YouTube on and watch a guitar player do these things. Now you can, yeah? So it's a great tool just to stick an AC/DC song on. And then watch Angus play it. And see what his hand's doing. Just slow down that little section and see him. Whether he's doing it fast, whether it's doing it slow. Then just try copying it nice and slow, yeah? Same with Slash or anybody like that. The other way that few people use, I occasionally use it. I guess I don't think about it anymore because it kind of comes natural after a while, is the whole arm. Where we're going to play the same again. We're going to start on 7th fret of our 3rd string. Now the whole arm, again with that isolation, is we're not using our thumb. We're just going to put one finger on, and we're just going to push up and down with our arm. So it's, our finger is locked, it's not doing anything there, it's just up and down. We're just going up and down. People like Eric Clapton use this, pretty famous for using this Eric Clapton, this phone. Say it's not one that I use particularly often. I tend to use that one, yeah. But again, I kind of bend up, whereas a lot bend down. I think some of the more aggressive metal guys, maybe Doug Aldrichs and stuff, have that big bit of a bend going up on theirs, and you can get the pinched harmonic. Yeah, thing going on with those guys, the faster guys. Really aggressive shaking of the arm, but it's the same movement if you just got that loose arm, so it shakes that bit easier to sound like that. But it does all start off nice and slow, like everything else we do. All starts off playing really, really slow. So just pick a note, any note, and try it everywhere in your guitar. Yeah, pivot point on the hand, and you can try the Clapton one wherever. Try and get that finger quite straight, I guess. Yeah. A couple of uses for vibrato that I find that I quite like. Is to extend a note, yeah. If I want a note to ring on for ages, if I've got loads of volume and stuff, sometimes we use like noise gates to stop like the feedback between empty spaces. Holding notes on then becomes a bit of a challenge at times, because once it starts to die off a little bit, it just cuts out and you can lose that note. So a challenge, I suppose, when you've got high gain, trying to keep that sustain on a big long bend or something, the vibrato certainly helps. So we do like Ugly Kid Joe, I Hate Everything About You. At the end of the guitar solo in the band, I just hold the big bend on the D, just because that's not what Ugly Kid Joe do, but we like to end it, and I just hold that note forever, a bit like Gary Moore does, and the vibrato used in it. See, I've got a noise gate on this, and it's quite hard to keep up, but without the noise gate and a load of gain, or turned up to 11 like we like to do, you can hold that note forever, and just keep doing it, even way past longer than you should. So until all the rest of the band's staring at you, and is he gonna finish? He's gonna hold this note forever? Or the drummer's like, I've had enough of this, and gets back into it. Yeah. So there's a couple of ways to play vibrato to give a try, and if you've got like a few blues licks or pentatonic licks, wherever, play B. Yeah, a few different ways to play it there. So give it a try, see if you can get that. Thanks.